All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Shipping some orders live this morning. Let me set up my screen, get everything going. Had a decent weekend in sales, like I was mentioning last week. Figured that sales would kind of fall off right before Christmas, like they usually do. But we've actually had some decent sales. Something selling really, really quick too, like literally listing them and next day selling. So hang out, see what's sold. We just have Posh and eBay orders going out the door today. No Depop, no Mercari, so a little bit slower on those two, but Posh and the Bay are moving nice and strong. You three comments came in at the exact same time. Holy cow! What's up, Juliet? What's up, Purple? And what's up, Good Guy Flips? All three of you, all at the same time. What's up, Amy? Welcome in. Should be a quick, easy shipping live. I'll try to move through this quick. I'm going to try something new. I did this before and I kind of stopped doing it, but on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to show my sale, like the screen of the actual sale, like on Posh and eBay. So you guys can see it instead of me just holding up the shirt like this and showing it. At least you guys can see the photos. So it'll take me a second to go between each photo, and I'll probably be paying attention to the screen for the next couple times I do this so I can get in kind of a rhythm. But that way you guys can actually see what's sold instead of me just holding up a bag of the item. Like some of these items are wrapped up nice and tight and you won't be able to see exactly what they look like. So I had my best day ever yesterday on the Bay and Posh. Let's go. Man, people are still buying. It's crazy because usually, like I said, usually this is where downturn in sales happen because everybody's, they're not going to get it there by Christmas time. But just know returns in January usually they're pretty heavy. So keep that in mind when you're selling a bunch. You might have some returns in January, fit issues, things like that, things that were gifts that didn't work out. So if you get a bunch of returns, don't feel bad. That's normal too. What's up, Melissa? Welcome in. Appreciate everybody hopping in today. All right, let's get started. Let me try to do this share screen thing. First sale, we are going to go over. Oh, I got to go into the sale too. First sale that we're going to show is a men's Untucked shirt. This just sold this morning. I took a best offer on this just to get it to move. Anytime I'm close on price on something like this, I'm going to take that offer. So this is a men's Untucked shirt, men's size large. This one sold for $19 over on Posh. I'll scroll through these photos really quick so you can kind of see what it looks like. And this is how we take our photos too. This is an older listing, I think. Oh no, it's a newer listing. Never mind. Yeah, I should have just looked at the inventory number. But yeah, just take the measurement photos, tag photo, all that good stuff. But that's how we take our cover photo to get our Untuckeds to sell. If you can't sell Untuckeds, most likely it's your cover photo that's causing you not to be able to sell Untucked shirts. So, except by sale, free shipping when you buy two plus the buyer was able to select priority. Yeah, don't give them the option to select priority, Amy. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a great idea. I had mine always set to ground advantage. So, what's up, Carolyn? Welcome in. Appreciate everybody hopping in. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. All right, this one's shipping out. This is a Posh order, so I've already printed out my label. I don't need to weigh or measure this at all. I just throw it on and ship it out. Easy peasy. There's that one. Can't get XXL. I don't get it. Most likely, like I said, it's your cover photo. The reason you're in Tuckets, the reason your Ralph Lauren's, things like that aren't selling is because you don't have a cover photo that sets you out from everybody else. So this is the way I take my cover shots. Feel free to steal it if you want. But that's what's causing my lower end stuff to sell. Lower end stuff is all about your photos. All about your photos. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, I have it on Facebook and YouTube to see the screen. I'm not going to keep switching you guys back and forth. I'm new selling, but Posh. Don't be jumping for me. They just like post. No one's buying though. So you'll see today. That's good analysis of it. You'll see today I sold 5 items on Posh. Everything else sold on eBay. So you're gonna get more sales, in my opinion, on the platform that has the most buyers, and that's not an opinion, that's fact. eBay has more buyers than Posh does, so that's why you're going to get more sales over there. So that's why we stress to cross list. Same as Depop, same as Mercari, eBay is going to be king for those sales. What's up, Faith? I'm new here. No, you're not. You're everywhere. You're everywhere all at once. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be on. This probably be my only live this week until Friday because the kids are home. I'm lucky they all went out to get haircuts today, so that's why I'm able to hop on live. But the kids are all home for the rest of the week. Today's his last day until next Friday, so he's gonna be home basically for the next 2 weeks. How do you cross list? I use Nifty. I have Nifty. If you go to my spot in my bio, if you click on that, there's a 7-day free trial to Nifty, and then you also save 15% off your first month. If you don't know how Nifty works, go over to YouTube. I have many videos on how Nifty works over on YouTube. All right, this next sale I'm going to show you, but I'm going to pack up because I'm actually going to use a better box. I'm not going to throw these into a bag, and you'll see why in just a second. But these sold in, I believe, 24 hours. It was either 24 or 48 hours. I can't remember when I listed these, but I know I listed them either Friday or Saturday. But this is a pair of Nike Vapor Max, and these are good Vapor Max to look for. They're the ones without the laces. They're just the slip-on Vapor Max. I've been picking up a lot more shoes, doing a lot more research on shoes. So in the new year, you're probably going to see me selling quite a bit of shoes. These also have like no wear at all to the bottoms. I didn't even have to wash these or clean these. That's the condition they came in. There's like no dirt at all anywhere on these. They sold for $100 over on Posh in just 2 days. I think I paid $12.50 for these at Red, White, and Blue. They were 25, and then they were half off, and I grabbed them when they went half off. So $100 sale on a pair of pre-owned Vapor Max. To be honest, those might even be like new, worn once, like kind of thing. So found those at Red, White, and Blue. Nice little pickup. How do you store shoes? I just use buckets for right now. As I start expanding my shoe selling part of my business, I just got a restriction, of course. As I start expanding my shoe selling portion of my business, I probably will start inventorying them. But for right now, I just put them in buckets. Yeah, just use your code for Nifty. Was wanting some sales on the others to at least pay for the subscription. Also, one thing I'll say with this comment is if your items, for example, if you're listing your stuff on eBay and it's not selling really fast, and if you just move it to Posh and expect them to sell really fast on Posh, it's not going to happen. So make sure the items you're picking up sell well and sell fast. For example, if you look up these Vapor Max in this specific size, I think there was like 3 sold and only 1 listed. And then I listed mine. So then there's 2 listed, 3 sold, and that's why these sold very, very fast because the sell-through is pretty good on those. So just keep that in mind. It's not just going to sell your stuff if your stuff already isn't selling on other platforms. I feel Poshmark and eBay have different types of buyers. That's facts too. I think Posh compared to eBay, Posh has more of like women buyers buying a lot of women's clothes or buying like higher end stuff compared to like a Depop, because Depop is more for lower end. People really want deals on Depop. Where do you get the shoe insert trees? I think they're in my link tree, Faith. I'll check after this live. If they're not, I'll put them in there. But yeah, the little shoe trees that I use, these things right here. I like these things. They make your shoes look good when you're taking the photos. If you've never seen these before, I think most people know what these are. But if you've never seen them before, you just insert them in the shoes like this, and that makes your shoe look like somebody's wearing it, or it just like puffs it up a little bit so it takes better photos. But if I don't have those linked in my link tree, I'll add them after the live. They're really cheap. I think you get a 2 or a 4 pack for like $10 or something like that. I bought a pair of Timberland boots size 11 for 15 and sold for 72. Let's go. Timberland boots are making a strong comeback. I remember when those didn't sell at all, and now all of a sudden they're selling. I probably should have picked up. I saw a pair at Red, White, and Blue this weekend, and I passed on it. I probably should have picked it up. All right, next sale, 22 buckaroos is this men's Rourke shirt. I'll show my screen really quick so you can see what it looks like and see all the names and all that stuff. Men's Rourke shirt. This one was just listed last week and it already sold for $22. I had listed for $25, and somebody came in and gave me a best offer, so I decided to take it. But Rourke, men's size large, quick sale. Love finding this brand. I don't list this brand super high anymore. It used to sell for like, this shirt would go for like $35 a couple years ago, but now it's fallen a little bit, but they'll still sell quick if you price them right. So 22 bucks, men's Roar shirt. Another question, if you got suit sets, would you post as a whole set? Suit sets, 100% you post as a whole set. That's going to increase the value of the suit if you put it together with the pants. So yes, if you have the whole set, that would be a suit. Sell it all together because you're going to be able to sell it for more. And it's easier to list too. You can store them all together, all together at the same time. All right. So that's that one, men's Rourke shirt. Hopefully you guys are like seeing the screen so you don't just see the item in the packaging. You can see the titles and everything that I use to kind of help you guys out with doing your listings. Let's do this one. This is a Kayla pickup, so I won't be able to talk much about this because I don't pick up a lot of women's clothes myself. Usually I'm just picking up jeans and jackets if it comes to women's stuff, if I'm hunting for it. But this is definitely a Kayla pickup. The brand is Reformation. I know the brand. I know they sell dresses, skirts, jeans, all kinds of stuff. This is just a little cocktail skirt, solid black. 21 bucks is what it sold for. I forget what Kayla paid for. I think it was like $4 or $5 at Red, White, and Blue. It was really, really cheap. But yeah, brand is Reformation. We just took our cover photo like this. As you can see, we even have the bottom of the box. She didn't do a good job of taking the photo. There's a little bottom box, but still sold. Doesn't have to be perfect photos. Still sold for 21 bucks for that Reformation piece. Throw that in a bag and ship it out. I usually use tissue paper for my shoes, but those would be very handy. Yes. I think the shoe trees are amazing. There's a couple different styles too. I just use the basic shoe trees. I know there's ones for like sandals where it has like a wider foot, so it'll spread the sandal out and it's like clear at the bottom. So when you take photos, you don't really see it. But I just use these. I just use these ones. Okay, that's that one. And then we'll go ahead and go into the last Posh sale. Just 5 Posh sales this weekend. Again, I didn't expect to have much this weekend, so I'm glad for any sales that are coming in because usually this is a slower time of the year. Same bag for everything? Do you mean the poly bag that I'm shipping out in? Yes, it would be the same bag for everything. I use the same clear bag, same poly bags, unless it's like a bigger item, like a jacket or something, I'll use a bigger poly bag. All right, wouldn't be live without showing some Ralph Lauren sales. So we had one Ralph Lauren shirt sell over on Posh. It's just a green and white Ralph Lauren shirt. Hopefully this person is not buying for Christmas, because I doubt it will get there unless they live close. They live in Texas, so it's a maybe it'll get there. Maybe. Probably not, though. But yeah, nice green Ralph Lauren shirt. Photos aren't amazing on this one. Does show a little bit of wrinkles. Still sold. I know a lot of people make sure their items are perfect when they're taking their photos. No wrinkles at all, as you can tell. Wrinkles on this one, and it's still sold. I can't say what kind of tail skirt that is. Brennan's giving you a thumb up. What's up, Brennan? Brennan, hopefully, I think you were a good boy this year, and you're gonna get some gifts. Santa told me coming your way. How do you picture it though? You picture the top and the bottom. Usually, what I do is I use a light box. That's a good question too. Usually, when I put them in the light box, I will hang the suit up, and then I'll hang the pants right in front of the suit. So I'll use the regular like flat lay hanger, and I'll use my pants hanger, and I'll hang them both up like on top of each other and take that as my cover photo. And then take separate photos of the pants and the pants and the suit with your measurement photos on both of those two. Doing suits is a little bit harder, definitely a little bit harder. Size of the bag, if you go to my Linktree link in my bio, go to Linktree in my bio, tap on the products we use on a daily basis section. Both the clear bags and the regular poly bags are linked there. And when you click on that, it'll take you right to the exact size that we use as well. So I think they're 9 by 12. One's 10 by 13, one's 9 by 12. Never iron. Floor method could be the floor method could work too if you just take it on the floor. If you use something like Photo Room to take out the background, do the background removal, that could work too. I just do the hanging photos. All right, let me open up eBay orders, and we'll go through and pull all of these. Okay, let me refresh this page too, because this is Kayla didn't refresh it yet. There it is. All right, first sale is a Peter Millar Nano Luxe shirt. Actually, I could probably make this easier. Hold on, I'm doing this for the first time, so I'm going to see maybe if I open this in a new tab. Yeah, that's probably going to be my best bet. There we go. The prices on the eBay sales are going to be different than the prices I'm telling you things sold for if they sold on a best offer. So just to prove that to the people who don't believe it. This shirt sold for $22.50, but when I show the actual sold on eBay, it's going to say $24.99. It's going to say whatever price I had it listed for. So just keep that in mind. If the price I say is different than this price, it's because of it was a best offer that I took, or it had a coupon or something like that. So first sale is this men's Peter Millar Nano Luxe shirt. Good color on this, and it was a good size. If this was like a size medium, small, I would never pick these up because they just sit in your store forever. But a 2XL will sell itself, especially with nice pink colorway. So this one sold for $22.99 plus shipping. I'm just going to leave you guys on the screen while I talk so you can like look at the listing. It's actually probably better I do it this way. This one's going to go into a poly bag and ship out easy peasy. I promote at 9%. 9%. Appreciate the questions, Hustlin'. Always feel free to come and ask your questions. I iron everything. I get it if you iron everything. I just feel ironing doesn't add the value that you think it does. So it's more of like a personal preference than it is actually going to make the item sell. For me, that's what I believe. All right, this one's going to ship out for 12 ounces. I am using Shippo to get my labels. Okay, this one's going to ship out for a whopping $5.58. $5.58. I missed what you were talking about shoes and what would come in handy. Give me 1 second. I'll show you in just a second. What's up, Reisner? What is up, Reisner? Reisner in the house. I got a violation, so I was on the Skyriser. People coming into the live, and then I get a violation. And every time I take a screenshot of my violation, I send it to TikTok. TikTok says I don't have any violations. It's like, TikTok is such a crazy platform. Such a crazy platform. About the shoes. So somebody was asking about the thing I use for shoes. I'll put it in my link tree if I don't have it already. The exact ones that I bought, or I'll find similar ones because I bought these like 2-3 years ago. So the actual listing might be gone off Amazon. But yeah, these are what you use for shoes to make your pictures look good. So if you've ever seen, like, these shoes hold up themselves pretty well, but sometimes shoes like slouch down. So what you do is you throw a shoe tree in them, and it holds up the shoe, holds up the top of the shoe, just like that. So it makes it so your photos look nice, and then you just pop this out and use it on your next shoe. And I just keep these in the light box, so whenever I'm listing shoes, I can throw them into the shoes that I'm taking photos of. What's your wait time on offers? Do you give it a week? I give offers right away. It's a good question, and do whatever you feel works best in your business. Don't just do it because I do it. Do it how you want to do it. I take offers right away. If I just listed something and somebody's on the fence about buying it 10 minutes after I list it, and they're like, oh, I don't really want to pay $25 for this, and I send them an offer at $22.50 and it gets the sale, I'd rather take that sale then, because I can get my money working back in my business faster. And I send 10% on offers because I have 10% that I can give to buyers and still make a good enough margin to be able to take that money and go buy more stuff and make a profit. So for me, I send offers right away. If you want to wait a week, especially if you're using Nifty, you can set it to send offers later. So you can set it a week or whatever you want. I send mine right away because, like I said, if I can get my money working back in my business faster, sometimes that first offer, you'll send that $22.50 offer, that person would accept. But if you don't send it right away and they don't buy it, that item might sit in your store for a month. And now that you got that $22.50 held up, and then you're praying somebody comes in and offers $22.50, right? I think I might do a dollar whatnot show for those slower items and add a few hitters in there and keep it interesting in the beginning of the year. What do you think would be a good idea? I think that's a great idea. That's kind of what we do. We put a couple heavy hitters in our show that kind of attract buyers, especially for our pre-owned shows. And then we have a lot of like, I guess you could call them mids, but they're not really mids. They're stuff that you see me selling on live all the time. More like the flatline items, and then you have a couple heavy hitters, so it like attracts that crowd in there. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great. And the dollar starts as long as you feel comfortable with dollar starts. Just know, Dora, if you go down to dollar starts, it's a lot harder to go down to dollar starts, grow a following, and then go back up to like $10 starts, because then the people are there for dollar starts will be like, well, where's the dollar starts? So just keep that in mind. If you're okay with possibly losing money for a little bit to gain money later, then go for it. How long did it take you to get your whatnot to get a lot of attraction? Yet to start, but have been contemplating. My situation is different than Dora's. Dora, we were just talking. I have a social media following. So when I post on social media, my advertising to my social media audience to come to my show is a lot different than you just popping on whatnot and growing your audience there. I've already done the work to grow the audience on social media beforehand. So comparing your growth to my growth is completely different unless you have a social media following. So I'll say, like, I can't really give advice to that except for be consistent on whatnot and work really hard to grow your following, do consistent shows, show up every single week, same time, same place. for weeks and weeks and weeks. To grow my social media audience, what time is the best to list one item per day? Anytime. List them anytime. There's no specific time that's the best. What was I saying? I got caught off guard because I saw the comment over here. I went live every single day on TikTok for an entire year straight. So if you want to have the same success on Whatnot, go live on Whatnot for an entire year straight. And when you first start, you're going to have 5 people in your live. Just like when I first started on TikTok, I had 5 people in my live, and some of them were trolls. Okay. So you're going to have to grow it from there until you can get to 200 people in your live. And before on TikTok, before this whole stupid thing where we get violations every 5 seconds, I used to have 150 to 200 people in my live almost consistently every single night. So you can do that on Whatnot, but you got to put in that work. It's going to be, you're going to have to work just as hard as I did to grow my social media following. You're going to have to work just as hard on Whatnot. And a lot of people don't want to. They try it for 2 or 3 times and they say, I don't have enough people in my live, I quit. I'm here talking to myself, and that's exactly what I did. I was on TikTok live talking to myself a lot. I was just talking, even though if nobody was listening, I would just keep talking, and that's how I'm so good at what I do now, because I've already went through the process of doing that with that nobody listening. So yeah, Barry D's here. He's a troll. I would rather have a stream. I'd rather steam my items with a clothing steamer like Jiffy. I couldn't iron to save my life. Personally, I don't even own an iron, so I get that. All right, I see a bunch more comments in the chat. Let me ship out my next item, and then I'll answer a bunch of questions. What is this? This is this one, right? TikTok's in my way. All right, men's Ralph Lauren shirt. Let me open this up, and I got to get used to this. I probably should have been doing this while I was talking for the last couple minutes. I'll get it down to where I'll just be really fast about showing you guys the sales. I think I like this better because I can be off to the corner and you guys can kind of see the sale, see the photos, see the title, all that stuff. So this one, I took a best offer. As you can see, it says best offer accepted of $30. This is just a plain red Ralph Lauren shirt, except it's 100% linen. That's why I was able to get $30 for it. If this was just a plain red basic Ralph Lauren shirt, it probably would have sold for right around $22.99 plus ship, especially because it was just a men's size large. There's nothing special about it. But the reason this one sold more is because there is something special about it. It's 100% linen. So anytime you find these out there in the wild, grab them. This was also listed for only like a week and it sold. So quick sale. I usually find these pretty cheap too, because typically thrift stores in my area, the max they price Ralph Lauren shirts, well, red, white, and blue price them at 15. I grab them half off or 75% off. But like a Goodwill prices these around $7. So I was able to turn 7 into $30 plus shipping. And this one's going to ship out for 11 ounces. So I'm going to grab that label from Shippo really quick while you guys are looking at the screen. Let me grab this. It's hard to do this one TikTok. I need to get a second mount. That's what I need. So I could put TikTok above my screen. I think I need to do that. I think I'm going to order one. Tam, what's up, Tam? I think I'm going to order one. That way, because right now TikTok is directly in front of my screen. I have to like look around my phone. If I put you guys off to the side, it looks awkward, and then I have to like look over to read. And I like it to where I can just have everything like right in front of me. I'm very particular about that. All right, let's go back. Is offers on original price? Do you want Culver's? Yeah, I'll take Culver's. You and Faith's picture look the same, so I thought Faith was asking me for Culver's. But yes, I'll take Culver's. You know what I want. Does anybody else want Culver's? Kayla's at Culver's right now, so just let her know. Drop your order in the comments. She'll pick it up for you. Is a $5 start feasible? 100%. If you buy your items for right around $5, what people don't take into account is when you first start on Whatnot, you're growing your Whatnot audience. So it's okay to... people are going to say this is wrong, but it's okay to lose money in the beginning to start growing an audience. A lot of businesses, when they first start, they don't start profiting like immediately within the first year. Sometimes it takes a year or two before they start getting lots of profit in to be able to grow their business. So because you already have a successful eBay business that's getting you good margins over there, you can take some of your items that you are going to list on eBay and bring them over to Whatnot and maybe break even or lose a little bit of money because you already have a successful business over here to grow the Whatnot audience. especially in 2026, if people are starting to want to go to Whatnot. I believe that's the way to go. So, yeah, if you want to do a $5 start, do a $5 start. Even if you lose a little bit of money in the beginning, you'll slowly gain that audience by giving people good deals. Be like, hey guys, I'm selling these on eBay for 25 bucks. I'm starting this at $5 right now. Get a good deal. And then if somebody buys it for 5, be happy that they bought it for 5. Don't be sad. Don't be like, oh no, I'm losing money. Like those kind of shows, nobody wants to watch those shows when the person is like begging for bids. Yeah, I don't like watching those shows. What's up, everybody? Yeah, definitely keep consistent and don't get discouraged if they don't get a lot of viewers. I just enjoy myself and I'm by myself. There you go. Yeah, that's the right attitude to have. Does chap sell good? No, I don't pick up much chaps. The only chaps I'll pick up, I had one over here that I did pick up. It's chaps Ralph Lauren that has like big hits on the front. Those are the only chaps I'll really pick up. What's up, piece of scrap? Not a day in my life goes by where I don't want Culver's. I know we have one that's right down the street now. I never went to Culver's before we moved here. And we just stopped in one day. I was like, let's try Culver's. Let's see how it is. And we tried it, and the kids love it. Of course, you get those little like ice cream things, and the kids love those ice cream things. But yeah, Culver's for the win. All right, next sale is, again, I'll get better at this. The whole time I was just talking, I should have been opening up this link. Next sale is another Ralph Lauren shirt. Lots of Ralph Lauren selling. Here it is right here. It's a men's size 2XL, and this one, did it sell for full price? Let me see. I believe it sold for full price. No, this one sold for $20.70. So best offer, nifty. Send out a 10% out offer. If you don't know how that works, every time I get somebody who likes my listing or is heavily browsing my listing on eBay, Nifty will send out a 10% out offer for me, and this person accepted that 10% offer. So men's 2XL, this is just a basic Ralph Lauren shirt, kind of like the one we just sold. This one isn't linen. So because it's not linen, it didn't sell for that $30 price point. It sold for $20.70 instead. I'm usually grabbing these for right around $5 at the thrift store, or bulk buying these for right around $5, because that's basically what I want my margins to be on basic Ralph Lauren shirts. And this one weighs 13 ounces. So I'm going to grab this label from Shippo. It's going to ship out for $6.99. And that's the shipping price. Yeah. So I charged the buyer $7. I made 1 penny on shipping. 1 singular penny. I prefer Chick-fil-A. Is that doable? No, because Chick-fil-A is too far away. There is a Chick-fil-A kind of close to where we live. We used to have one really close to the old house. But we don't have one close anymore. We have Culver's, we have Popeyes. By the way, don't ever eat Popeyes in your life. I had Popeyes the other day. I was like, oh, let me try. I haven't had Popeyes in years. Okay, I was out and about thrifting. I was like, I want something quick, so I got a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Remember when those were all the craze? Everybody was going to Popeyes to get the chicken sandwiches. I was like, all right, let me try one of these Popeyes chicken sandwiches. I took a bite out of it, and the middle of the meat was like rubbery hard. It was like literally I couldn't even bite through it. It was cooked because I looked at it, but it was like rubber. And I threw that sandwich away. I said, that's disgusting. So don't eat Popeyes, whatever you do. Popeyes is no good. Bucky's brisket sandwich, never had one before. I heard Bucky's food is good though. Well, obviously you brought me some Bucky's food, but I heard that Bucky's like hot food is good. I have an eBay buyer that says she didn't get the package, lives in an apartment complex, and is saying that is probably put in the wrong mailbox. My side says delivered. What should I do? You tell them to reach out to eBay. Let eBay know that their item wasn't delivered. eBay will see that the item says delivered, and they'll tell the customer to reach out to the post office, because most likely, like they're saying, maybe it was dropped in the wrong mailbox. But that's on them now. That's not on you. You've done your part. The item shows delivered. You're always going to win that case 100% of the time. There should be no issues with winning that case if they open a case against you, because the post office scanned it delivered. So now it's between the buyer and the post office to figure out where that is. So you're good to go. You're good to go. Not about putting things on Whatnot in the shop that are buy now. I do Lulu sale and sometimes have unique pieces. I know you do that with your polo sale. Thoughts? Jerry, I think that's a great idea. I've been testing it a lot. Before I started talking about it, I did a couple test shows with it. The North Face and Patagonia show, I think I had like 25 pieces in the buy it now, and I sold 9 out of the 25. Just that number is crazy, by the way. Just think if every day in my eBay store I sold like a third of what I had listed, right? That's kind of what happened there. And then the both Polo Ralph Lauren shows that I did that with, I sold a bunch of items from the buy it now. So if you have items listed, 100% do it. there's no risk to it, obviously, and you're filling the store. And what's cool about that is you're able to, when we're selling kids clothes on our Ralph Lauren shows, and we have a whole bunch of people buying adult clothes. During the time I'm running the kids stuff, I can say, hey, if you're not interested in kids clothes, hang out, go check the buy it now. Feel free to make me offers on those items if you're close on price. And it keeps those people in the show until we start running more adult clothes. For example, for your Lululemon, my first thought is you probably do men's and women's. You either do mixed or you do a men's portion of your show and a women's portion of your show. So if you do the men's portion of the show, you can say, hey, ladies, I know you're not here for men's clothes, but I do have 50 items in my shop right now. Feel free to make offers or just buy them from my shop. But I have a whole bunch of sizes. Everything's listed there, measurements, all that good stuff. And then same vice versa. When you switch over to the women's portion of the show, you can say, hey guys, I know we just finished the guy stuff, but don't worry, I have like 50 items in my shop for just men. So go check out those men's pieces. And it keeps people in the show for longer. So that's how I've been kind of using it, is like, keep people in the show longer who don't want to be there for certain pieces. All right, let me open this up real quick. See, I'm getting better at this. Getting better. All right, next sale. Plaid Ralph Lauren shirt, another Ralph Lauren shirt sold. Who would have guessed it? Men's Ralph Lauren shirt. This one sold for $24.99. So this was a full price sale, $24.99 plus shipping. Nice plaid on this one. It's a really good looking shirt. And this one's $24.99 plus ship. Would there be any benefit to only list buy it now on Whatnot? Yeah, so I made sales buy it now on Whatnot. If you're talking about outside of a live show, then yes, 100%. I've sold stuff outside live. So I'm hoping Nifty in the new year gets Whatnot on board, and then it'll just give you another platform you can cross-list your items to. And again, you don't have to go live on Whatnot to make sales. I've made sales from the marketplace without being live at all. So I'm hoping in the new year she gets that down. Picked about 20 Peter Millar polo shirts and golf shirts. Do you think it's worth to pick them up, or if I should price them at all? I picked up about 20. Do you think it's worth it to pick them up? Do you think it's worth it to pick them up? Depends on the models. Have you picked them up? I'm confused by what you said. You said you picked them up, but is it worth it to pick them up? I would definitely pick them up if you get them cheap enough. And depending on the model, size, pattern, there's a lot that goes into Peter Millar shirts, just like brands like Ralph Lauren that I just had on the screen. Patterns will change the price. Models will change the price. But yeah, I'd pick them up and I'd price them accordingly. Just know that right now it's not polo season, but you could get ahead of polo season by listing those now. I'm still selling short sleeve stuff, so they will sell. They just won't sell as fast. Does Whatnot have summer slowdown like other platforms? I'm not sure, to be honest. Well, actually, I am sure. So what I'll say is we had success running Whatnot shows all throughout the year this year, but we sell different things at different times of the year. Obviously, jackets will always usually sell for more. A jacket show will usually always perform better than a polo show because the price points on they're just different price points on those items. Also, when I hold up a jacket and I hold up a polo shirt on live, everybody's going to bid more on the jacket. It just looks more appealing on screen than a polo shirt does. I guess it's just more cloth, and people just want to bid more on more cloth. So typically we see a downturn in sales numbers wise in the summertime. Even though we're selling just as much, we don't have as big overall shows. And then when the wintertime hits, that's usually when our shows skyrocket. We do the Patagonia North Face shows, which I think is what we're going to do this Friday, by the way. We'll get more. So summer slowdown, yes, kind of, but it's just because of the items that you're selling. Do you sell sports? I haven't seen too much on your channel to see grabbing too much like sports clothing, like jerseys and stuff. No, I don't grab much jerseys at all. It's just a section, jerseys and t-shirts. I don't go to those two sections when I go thrifting. It's just, if I see a jersey that I know it's worth money, I'll grab it. But for the most part, I don't really hunt those sections. Can I get the Vendu trial link? You sure can. Let me see if I can. Let me log into Vendu. I never give this link out because the only time I promote it is when I'm talking about Whatnot and Vendu. So give me 1 second. I probably have it. I think it's here. Copy link. This is the Vendu link. This will help you get, I don't know what plan to pick. I think I have the second plan for importing and cross-listing to whatnot. So it's plan number 2. But just use whatever one you think is best. They have a good detail list of exactly what you get with the Vendu. But I only use Vendu for whatnot. I don't use Vendu. Everything else is done through Nifty. The send offers, the recreates, the cross-listing, except for whatnot, is all done with Nifty. And Vendu, I believe there's one other one. Somebody said it in my chat the last time I mentioned Vendu, but there's one other service that cross-lists. I just know of Vendu, so that's why I chose Vendu to do it. So, but there's my link in the chat there for you. 7335. Guess what else sold, chat? Take a wild guess on the next brand that sold. Take a wild guess. If you guessed Polo Ralph Lauren, you would be correct. Men's Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. This one sold on a best offer through Nifty for $25.20. So Nifty sent out a 10% out offer, and this person accepted. Nice, easy peasy sale. A lot of people give me flack for selling Ralph Lauren. As you can see, they're just bread and butter daily sales. If you add a bunch of Ralph Lauren to your store, you'll just sell Ralph Lauren like every day. I think I don't even know how many pieces of Ralph Lauren I have listed right now, but it's a bunch. But I sell them every day. And next year, I'm really going to work on trying to buy these in bulk. I want to try to get bulk Ralph Lauren delivered right to my door to mitigate me having to go thrifting for it. Although I do find quite a bit of it in my area at thrift stores. All right, this one's shipping out on Shippo for $6.05. 6.5. Yeah, this one's a good one. Good colorway. Anytime you find the nice, bright, vibrant pattern Ralph Lauren shirts, grab them. They sell really well. If 511 shirts, good to grab. There's certain ones that are, certain ones that aren't. There are like heavier 511 tactical shirts that have the pew pew pockets on the inside. Those are the ones that sell for a little bit more. But basic like short sleeve 511 tacticals for they'd have to be really cheap for me to grab them. If you sell something, does it go off the other ones? Yeah, Nifty does that automatically for you. Again, check my link in my bio. Try Nifty for free. You get a 7-day free trial, and you'll save 15% on your first month. It auto delists sold items for you. As long as you have all your platforms hooked up to Nifty, as soon as you make a sale, it takes it off. You also don't have to have a computer running like Vendu. Vendu requires you to have your device running or a computer running to be able to auto delist. With Nifty, it'll do it automatically for you. Background, don't have to have a device running at all. All right, next sale is, let me close that out. Appreciate all the questions. So keep the questions coming. It's a good time to ask. That's why we do these. I do these lives to make myself available. So you don't have to DM me or try to comment to get me to answer, because sometimes I miss those. This is a good time. I answer everybody's question during the live. As long as I see it, I'll answer it. A sell is a sell. Yeah, well, no, there's people out there. When I say, like, when I do my order pool lives and I show a Ralph Lauren shirt, if that video ever does good numbers, just go through the comments. There's at least 2 to 3 people in there saying, why do you sell Ralph Lauren? There's not enough margin. You're not making enough money. There's all those people. And it's just like, those are cart fillers. Those are items at the thrift store. Sure, you want to grab. I made a post on this last week. I saw somebody else make a post on this, and I thought it was very, very bad. It was very, very bad information. If you're going to a thrift store and you're only looking for $25 to $50 plus profit items, you're only leaving the thrift store with a handful of items. So you're having to go to 5 to 10 thrift stores just to get enough items to bring back home and list for the next day or two. So then you have to go back out and repeat that same process. Whereas I can go to 1 to 2 thrift stores and get 60, 70 items and be able to list for multiple days in a row to go back out and grab some more stuff. If I was just looking for $50 plus item profit, I would probably hit 5 to 10 thrift stores in my area and leave with 5 items if I'm only looking for $50 plus profit items. So you're wasting so much time and you're touching so many pieces while you're doing that you could be grabbing and putting into your cart to fulfill your day, so you don't have to go to all of these stores just to get enough stuff. Time is money, so you're wasting a bunch of time by not grabbing the money that's on the rack. That's my opinion on that. But I put out a good post. About it. Ralph Lauren is a brand that regular folks recognize. Exactly. It's just a bread and butter piece that people will grab. The people will come to your store and and I get a lot of repeat customers for Ralph Lauren. People come and grab a couple Ralph Lauren shirts off me. Say, oh, it's good quality. Let me come back and grab some more, fill out my closet. Here's a good sale. This one shows $69.99, but obviously this is the best offer taken. This is a Patagonia R1 fleece. So this one is a regulator. It has an R1 on the sleeve. I literally just listed this like 2 or 3 days ago. I had it listed high at $69.99. I saw a couple posted for that price. I knew I wasn't going to get close to that. I was going to take a best offer. I was comfortable taking a best offer because I think I paid $10 for this. And this one sold for $47.50 plus shipping. Again, only listed for a couple days. I'll take that best offer and get this money back in my pocket. Throw this into a poly mailer and ship it out. I bought a long sleeve polo from your Whatnot shows, and after I won, you said put on eBay for $25.99, and it sold in a few days. You are the man. There you go, Ben. Let's go. I told you, $25.99 sold. Easy money. Easy money. I know there's a lot of people that buy from us on Whatnot. I know sometimes the prices are a little bit higher than most shows that you can go to and get Ralph Lauren stuff, but we are consistently bringing like really good stuff that you guys can buy. Double your money. Source right from your couch. That's the best part. All right, this one's shipping out for $7.45. Caught your live. What's up, Christy? Son-in-law cleaned out the garage and put a heater out here so I can get my photo station set up. Let's go. That's something we need to do in the summertime. Is I need to get a air conditioning unit out here. 100%. It's gonna happen this year. Check my numbers this morning. It says if I'm rated today, I'll be a top seller status. Let's go, Amy. Top seller for the first time. Let's go. That's something to be proud of. It's not everybody is a top seller on eBay. A lot of people don't do what they're supposed to do and they don't become a top seller. So you did a good job. Profit $20 a day on Ralph Lauren. That's $7,300 a year. Repeat with Brooks Brothers on Tuck It. Yeah. So I posted that I sold. How many did I sell? Let me look at that Instagram post. I got to go back and look at it because I forget how many I sold. Profile. Okay, so 620 or 602 Ralph Lauren, 420 Polo Ralph Lauren. Just off Ralph Lauren and Polo Ralph Lauren alone, let's say my average sales price between the new ones I sell and the pre-owned ones I sell is $25. That means I would have left $25,000 at the thrift store this year if I didn't pick up just basic bread and butter Ralph Lauren shirts. So just think of that. $25,000 of my sales this year alone, not including Whatnot, just including eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. $25,000 worth of my sales has been Ralph Lauren. So if I would pass on those, I'm leaving 25 grand behind at the thrift. It doesn't make much sense. Doesn't make much sense to me. Okay, next order is another Kayla order. This is another Kayla pickup. I don't pick these women's items up. This one sold for, I believe, $23. This has been listed for a while. I don't know if it's a good brand. Kayla did her research, so I'll show it on the screen. You guys can tell me if it's a good brand or not. But Somersault, it's a Somersault sweater. This has been listed forever. We got a $23 offer this weekend, and we decided to take it. It was a wool cashmere blend, so I think that's what made her think, pick this up. But it sat forever, so no more picking up Somersault. Somersault is off the pickup list, especially being wool and cashmere. It took that long to sell. Yeah, we're not grabbing Somersault anymore. That one's gonna slide in, and it is going to weigh 12 ounces. So let me hop over to Shippo really quick. 12 ounces. Most of the items today were under, actually all the items today so far have been under a pound. So Shippo, I'm not saving too much money using Shippo today. Anything over a pound is usually when I see savings. Boom, I just sold a Mizzen and Main shirt for $24.99. I'll grab that too. Before we head off the live. Download this label. I'll see a bunch of questions in the chat. I'll get to you guys in just a second. Boom. You guys like it when I show the screen and show the actual item so you guys don't just see the item in the bag? If you're watching on TikTok, you're not seeing it. You got to go over to Facebook and YouTube. My metrics dictate that Ralph Lauren is my highest selling brand. Ralph Lauren pays my bills. Other niche, high dollar, do not consistently pay my bills. Facts. That's how I feel too. I think a lot of people feel the same way. I saw another creator make a post and they threw the little Ralph Lauren shade at the end. So I took their post and spun it. If you guys follow it, all the resellers you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, to say Ralph Lauren is something that you should pass on at thrift stores is just super bad advice. It's just very, very bad advice. My thrift stores charge a minimum of $7.99 for Ralph Lauren, so my profit might be less, but I still buy them. Yes, at $7.99, $8, it's hard to pick them up and sell them for $22.99 because after fees and everything, you might make $10 a piece on those. It'll be very, very close to 10. That's what I look to make on Ralph Lauren basic bread and butter pieces. But for you, you should focus on picking up the linens, the nice plaids, special shirts, not just the basic bread and butter. So I love my bread and butter. The bonus on listing similar items being fast listing. Yeah, so Surfs does his a little bit differently. I throw all mine into Nifty and let the Nifty create my listings for me. But Surfs just does a sell similar. So if he has a similar Ralph Lauren men's large shirt, he'll just do a sell similar on one that sold in his store and then just change the title a little bit and post it. Like, doesn't do any more work. It's so easy, so simple to do. I promote at 9%. 9% on the bay. Do you compile your buyers' names and addresses in any way? Be a good idea to send them sales identify. So you can already do that on eBay. You can send buyers coupons that have already purchased from you right on eBay. You don't need to compile the list. eBay does all that for you. You can just send a coupon to them. So you do free shipping on all platforms, right? No, I do charge shipping on all platforms. Oh, I got a cancellation request. I bet you that's for the Miz in a Main shirt. I do charge shipping on all platforms. Charge on all. Told me to reach out to eBay and the post office, and now she sent me these messages. You are the seller. You should have protection on the package. No, you had protection. Your package was delivered appropriately. She should go and call the post office. There's nothing you can do. Even if you call the post office will just do a search request and look for the package. She should be doing that on her end. That's not up to you. So the package is not clearly lost. You should tell her the package is not clearly lost because it was delivered. So will your item be replaced or refunded? Tell her to reach out to platform. Let them know that the item is not at their mailbox, and eBay will have you send them the tracking number. They'll just have you resend the tracking number to them. So just copy and paste the tracking number, send it to them. As soon as eBay has that, they will side with you because that's their responsibility to find that package. You're going to get the customer's just mad because they probably need it for Christmas and they don't want to go through the post office to figure it out, but that's their job. They got to do it. I liked and subscribe. Appreciate you. I love your way. No cap. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is me. You can't fake it on live. That's one thing. You can't be fake on live. This is me. This is me. All right. Next up, Polo Ralph Lauren jeans. This is a item that I definitely will save money shipping on Shippo rather than shipping on eBay. So let me show you how we take photos of the jeans. Jeans are very, very easy to take photos of. So let me go here, and let me show you the page while I get this all set up. These sold for full price, and these have been listed for a little bit. Oh no, these didn't sell for full price. These sold for $22.50. So these were listed for $24.99. The buyer made Nifty sent out a 10% out offer, and this person accepted. So these sold for $22.50. And I'm going to throw these into a poly bag, and then we're going to compare eBay shipping to Shippo shipping. So whenever I made that Shippo video, if you look at the comments, I got a lot of people saying it's cheaper just to ship on eBay. Shippo's more expensive. False. Shippo will always be the same price as eBay, or it'll be cheaper for items that are over a pound, especially ones that fit into a box. So let me just open up this page and get this all set up for you guys so you guys can see the difference. I think this shipping is pretty close. This is going to New Jersey, so it's not too far away. It's still on this side of the coast, so it's not going to be a huge savings, but it'll still save some money. So let me get this. Boom, boom. Shippo's taking a while. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to show you the two screens and just prove to you that Shippo is cheaper. So here we go. Polo Ralph Lauren jeans, 2 pounds, 11 by 9 by 2. And my face is probably right where you guys need to see. $7.67 is what it's going to cost to ship on eBay. But if we use the same dimensions, except Shippo allows you to only put 2 dimensions in, so that's the key difference with this. If we go over to Shippo, we're shipping at this out for $7.17. So what I always tell people is if you don't want to buy the subscription, at least ship your 30 items per month, your 30 heavier items per month on Shippo, and you're going to save a little bit of money. So what am I saving here? I think I'm saving like 50 cents. Yeah, I'm saving 50 cents by shipping this on Shippo. That adds up. If you ship 2 to 3 heavy items a day and you're saving between 50 cents to $1 on each of those shipping, at the end of the week, you're saving yourself 20, 30 bucks. So use Shippo if you haven't already. If anybody wants the link, I'll drop it in the chat. I think you guys know where to find the link though. But that's my little proof that Shippo is cheaper than eBay's already discounted rates. Do you ever sell half Lauren in a bulk lot? I don't get those in my area. We do have those available sometimes on List It. I'm trying to work with a bulk seller right now. It's a good question. I'm trying to work with a bulk seller right now that I can, if their quality is good, I'm just going to have them list lots on List It whenever they have them available. Or I'll just list lots when I get them in. But yes, we will have Ralph Lauren available in bulk in the new year. I'm planning to have lots of stuff available in bulk in the new year. Do a missing mail request. USPS often gets moving again. Yeah, sometimes it gets moving within the same day. I missed a bunch of comments. Hold on. I had a heavier item that needed to ship FedEx and it was cheapest by far for that particular item. Always check other services before purchasing postage on heavier items. Yeah, Shippo for heavier items is great, especially if you can fit the item in a bag. You're going to save money. Is there a way to have packages picked up from Postman without having scheduled pickup via USPS? So Danny, if you have a mailbox, have a conversation with your mail person. So next time they deliver, just walk up and say, hey, I have packages here every day. I'm going to put a note in my mailbox with my flag up to let you guys know that when I have packages to pick up. And then once you get them down on that routine, you won't need to do the package pickup. But just know, Danny, you can schedule package pickups for 3 months in advance. So you can schedule them if you go on USPS.com, schedule them for 3 months in advance. You never have to worry about it. I have every day, I have it set that I have 100 packages to be picked up here, even though on most days I don't have 100 packages, just so my mail person will come and pick them up. And she knows that some days there'll be 10, and then other days when we do big whatnot shows, I'll have 200 packages. She understands it, but just have a conversation with your mail person. Usually, if you have a good person, they won't even need a package pickup request. They'll just put in a warning card into their route. So that way when they're off, it lets the next carrier know to stop and pick up packages if there's no package pickup request. I don't know if I'm going to continue the 9%. I'm still up in the air about it. Probably not 9%. I'll probably drop it for sure. I'm probably going to drop it down to like 5 and see how long or what it does to my sales. Do we have to pay sales tax with our state? Somebody asked me this yesterday, actually. All platforms will collect sales tax and they will remit them to whatever states they need to go to. You don't have to worry about that at all. All platforms do that for you. What you do have to do is you have to pay your taxes on your profit. So you have to keep track of all your profit and loss throughout the year. But when it comes to sales tax, those all get remitted. Yeah, do a missing mail request. I like the setup where you can see the item in the listing. Yeah, it also keeps me off screen for a little bit so I can think and do other stuff. I probably should have done this a while ago. I already answered that. My promotion keeps falling off my items with Nifty D-list and relist. Can you walk me through how to keep a reoccurring promotion? Yes, I can. Give me 1 second. Let me close this door because the kids are coming home. I can hear them. There we go. I got to do some shoe listings today. Let me walk you through this really quick. Advertising. Is it advertising? I think it's advertising. Let me make sure. Yeah. So you go to advertising, campaigns. This is when you first set it up. You'll click campaigns. Once you have it set it up, you'll go to the dashboard, create new campaign, and then you can create a promotion campaign, which is what I have running down here. So create campaign, promote your listings, follow through with that, promote your listings, and that'll set up your automated promotion. So then when Nifty delist and relist, it'll automatically promote your items. You don't have to worry about going in and manually putting in that promotion. All right, I see a bunch more comments. Let Let me ship out a couple more orders and then we'll get back to the comments. Appreciate everybody hanging out today too. We got a nice crowd in here today. You guys don't have to listen to surfs. I think Chris is on vacation too. He's in Florida. We're gonna hang out this week. Me and Peak. All right, next item that's sold is a North Face men's size 2XL pair of shorts. I picked these up at TJ Maxx and Marshall's a very, very long time ago. I paid $10 for these, and these sold for, what did they sell for? I know these went on a best offer. I think they sold for $31.50 if I can remember correctly. North Face, they sold for $31.50, so that was a best offer from Nifty. Nifty sent out a 10% on offer, and this person accepted on these North Face brand new with tag shorts. Anything over a pound, I use Shippo, fax. You can use eBay shipping for the rest of the time. It's pretty easy and only takes me a couple minutes or more. Yep. If that's what you want to do, go for it. That way you don't have to pay for the subscription, because I know, the subscription cost is what causes people to like not go with Shippo. But most of the people that complain about Shippo and that cost, I'll say this, most of those people don't sell more than 30 items per month altogether. So they're complaining about a cost that they would never even hit anyway. But if you just ship your heavier items on Shippo, you'll save money. And just think, like, if your average savings is right around $1, you're saving $30 per month. That adds up by the end of the year, and it automatically imports all of your sales into it. You don't have to go back and forth, and you don't have to copy and paste your labels. It'll do it all for you. So save some money. And if you use my link after you spend $25, you'll get $25 free cash to spend on Shippo on your next $25 worth of labels. So you save another $25 on top of that too. Can you show you how you fold jeans to fit into a small bag? Hold on. Let me see if I have a pair of jeans. Let me see. Do I have a pair of jeans over here? I have a pair of pants right here. I got to figure out where these came from, because these came on a return and I don't even know what return these came from. So these are a pair of pants. Jeans are going to be the same exact method. The way I fold them to fit them in is I fold them in half, and then you have this like little crotch area that hangs out. So you'll fold that in, and then this is going to be kind of hard to show, but then I'll fold it like thirds, just like that, and I'll roll the top over, and now you have a little square that will fit perfectly into a bag. So half, fold it in half, fold it in half, crotch area goes in, and then into thirds, and then you have it like that. That's how I fold my pants. Good question. Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna open up the next eBay order. Had a package lost, and it said it was delivered on Poshmark support. Poshmark support sent me a message saying buyer opened a case. That don't need to do anything. They will take care of it, and I'll still get paid. Yep, I had a person on Mercari try to cancel an order after they bought it. Like right after they bought it and right after I shipped it, they tried to cancel it. I was like, what the heck? I've already shipped this item. I've already said that I shipped it. Like, what are they trying to do here? What are they trying to pull something over on me? And then they opened up a case as soon as they got it delivered with Mercari. And I guess Mercari has this new, I've never had this happen before. They have an exchange program. So if a buyer ever opens a return, they ship it to Mercari. Mercari keeps the item and gives you the money, which I think is completely weird. Like, what do they do with the item afterwards? So I got to keep the money. The buyer just sent in the item. It's a pair of Taylor Stitch jeans that sold for like 50 something bucks. I shipped them out last week. So I was like, okay, I get to keep the money, and the item is, I guess Mercari just wholesales the item. I don't know what they're doing over there. They're trying to keep their buyer base, I guess, and they're trying to please the buyers the best they can. But very, very weird system they have over there. All right, here's a good brand that some of you might not know. The brand is Sid Mashburn. It is a very rare, unique brand to find. These used to go for a lot more. If you find Sid Mashburn pants, jeans, I think they even make suits and blazers and ties. They sell for really good money, if I'm thinking about the same brand. But there's the label right there, Sid Mashburn. Look out for these. This one sold on a best offer for $31.50. Again, that's a Nifty offer. Nifty sent out a 10% out offer, and this person accepted. So be on the lookout for these. I'll keep that label on the screen for a little bit so you can like kind of burn it into your memory. Very, very discreet tag. If you're thrifting and it's the first time you've ever seen this brand before, It might be one that you pass up and you're like, that's not worth a bunch. That can't be worth a bunch. It kind of looks like a Costco tag, like a Costco brand tag. It's not very luxurious looking tag, but these sell very, very well. So be on the lookout for them. Sid Mashburn is the brand. This one's going to ship out for $5.15. Again, this is something that if you shipped on eBay, it would probably be $5.15 to ship this on eBay too. So you're not going to save much money, but I still ship these on Shippo because I have the subscription. I might as well use it, right? This one's shipping, boom, boom. And let me take this off, and I got some questions in the chat. I schedule pickup only on the days I need pickup. Otherwise, I drop them off when I take my kids to school so I can deduct the mileage for taxes. There you go. Hey, that's a good idea. I have mine always picked up at my house, but whatever floats your boat. If you want to go drop them off and get some fresh air, you can do that. I do 8%, so it matches Poshmark fees. That's very, very smart. I like that. So you pretty much know in the new year it's 20%, which is basically Poshmark, except Poshmark doesn't charge you to have a store. That's the one thing I just like, come on. Why are we still being charged to have a store, eBay? Why? I got some rock revivals, and they look new. What's a good price to list? Look up the model. On the inside of the rock revivals, there's a little square tag, and it'll tell you the model name, and then just look up that model name and see what others are selling for. That's the easiest way. If they look new, but they're pre-owned, list them as pre-owned. Just because they look new doesn't mean... I never list something that I think is like new without tags from the thrift store as new without tags. I always list it as pre-owned. Under promise and over deliver. Serge is gearing up for his bi-weekly vacation. He works really hard. He probably is on vacation this week. I'm going to take the rest of the week off too. I'm going to chill this week. Never have heard of Pendleton until you found it. I found one flannel for $4.99. If it's wool, that's a good pickup, especially this time of year. Get them listed. Get them listed. You want to know why? Hold on. You're going to think this is crazy. You're going to think this is crazy. You literally said Pendleton in my chat, and I have a Pendleton that I'm shipping out today. That's like, wow. It's like divine intervention right there. All right, let me show it on the screen. I just listed this Pendleton too. Just listed this Pendleton. So there it is on the screen. Men's Pendleton shirt. I believe this sold for full price if I had to guess. Yeah, this one sold for full price. So Pendleton men's wool shirt sold for $34.99 plus shipping. You said you found yours for $4.99. So if you got a similar one to mine, list it for $34.99. They're selling like hot cakes right now. Hot cakes for Pendleton shirts. So be on the lookout for these. Always take your photos. Like if you guys are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you see that cover photo. That's the reason the shirt sold. I mean, it would have sold anyway, but that's the reason why it sold really, really fast is that cover photo. That drags the buyer into the listing. And they're like, ooh, that Pendleton shirt looks good. Let me make an offer or let me buy it full price. Set yourself out from the crowd. If you're just taking your flat lay photos on the ground, on a concrete ground like everybody else is, or hanging it up in front of a closet, you're not setting yourself out from the crowd. So that's why I take my cover photos the way I do. Helps me sell my items a little bit quicker. This is going far away too. $7.70 for shipping. Where is this going to? This is going far. I've been thrifting a lot. I'm going through my old inventory that has fell off eBay, relisting them, and work on my death pile. That's good. This is a good week to work on death piles. That's pretty much what I'm going to do the rest of the week. This week is notoriously bad for thrifting. So I was actually talking to Chris at Peak because he's down and he's like, what's the best stores to go to right now? Because he wants to hit a couple stores while he's down here. So I gave him some suggestions. But I told him like, hey, this week, you know, everybody's going on vacation this week, right? Including thrift stores employees. So some of these thrift stores in the area, like I went thrifting yesterday. I filmed another YouTube video, by the way. The first one I might have to scrap because the footage, I forgot to turn on stabilization on my camera. So it's like really jittery. So I might have to scrap the first week's, but that's okay. I filmed another one. But even yesterday, the shelves were like half full. And I think it's because most of the thrift store employees have off. There was only one person stocking the floor and two people at the register. And the whole place was kind of bare. So just keep in mind if you have off these next 2 weeks for vacations from work and you want to go thrifting, just know that these weeks are usually pretty bad for thrifting because everybody has off. If you have off, everybody else has off too, right? It's probably cheaper as well. So I talked to the person who made the post. They actually heard me talking about it last week when I said like they used to ship on Pirate Ship, but now they ship on Shippo, and they say they're saving money using Pirate Ship or using Shippo over Pirate Ship. And they said they tested it. They looked at Pirate Ship on some of these labels, and Pirate Ship sometimes was, they said, more expensive than what eBay was even charging for the labels. And Shippo has always been the same or cheaper. So give Shippo a try, compare it to Pirate Ship, see if the prices are the same. That's on them. I don't ever use Pirate Ship. That's just something they told me. Actually, I would bring up the conversation on my phone, but my phone's right here. I wonder if I can, should I bring this up? Let me see. Make sure they didn't say anything. I'll bring up the DMs so you guys can literally see the DMs between me and them. Let me see. Where are they? Okay. Do I show this page? Do I have anything in the DMs that I can't show? No, I don't have any. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Can I want to try to take this off, but that's okay. You guys will be able to see my DMs. I don't care. All right. So this conversation, this is the person that made that post. They reached out to me. So they literally sent me this message at first, and then I responded. You guys can pause and read or go back and read if you want to. There's nothing in here that's really bad. But they said the referral saved close to up to $700 per month. And then I made the post using their exact comment, and people thought that that was a made-up comment, which is wild. And then they responded with this. So, hey, I just want to hop in and explain how we were able to save $700 on Shippo. Since I heard you mention a few times today, I compared the savings between eBay and Shippo for 50 orders, and the average was $1.23 per shipping. We are exclusive. Ship exclusively Ground Advantage and mostly over a pound shoes, jeans, blazers. At 19 sales per day, at $570 a month, that comes out to $700. Now, if only Depop, blah blah blah, would have it, and I let them know that. Depop, I think if you ship by yourself, you should be able to use Shippo, I think. And then they said down here, keep reaching, and I compared about 20 orders on Pirate Ship as well, and some were the same price, but some were actually more expensive than eBay, average out to not really be saving me anything. My Pirate Ship is worth it for extra heavy stuff, but not typically for heavy clothes and shoes. Makes sense. Shippo can offer better deals since they have revenue in the subscription. So that's directly from another user. That's not from me. And then I let them know that's the reason I partner with Shippo, is because, you know, there's people that think that just because I talk Shippo is like, oh, it's all just a partnership deal. You're not going to save any money. K-Way's just trying to make money on his end. But the only reason I partner with these brands is because these brands, or not these brands, but I guess these be a brand deal. These brands bring something to you guys. If I'm promoting a shipping platform and it's more expensive for you guys to ship your stuff on, nobody would sign up for it, right? Like, and then on top of that, you get $25 for free after you spend 25. Like, that's just, yeah. But that's from them. That's directly from them. They use Pirate Ship on some things, and they said that Pirate Ship for heavy items is worth it. But if you're shipping like clothes and shoes, like most of you are who watch me, Shippo will be a better option for you. So that's from them. Big difference in $69 Nifty, $39 Nifty plan. $39 Nifty plan is just for automation. The $69 one is for cross-listing and automation. So yes, also make sure you're buying the one that goes with your store, the store size. So 1,500 or less listings, you can get the lower plan. Anything above 1,500 listings, you have to get the max plan. Make sure you read all the details on those. When I released all my items on eBay, it gave me an error on Depop and Posh. What subscription do you have, and how many items do you have other platforms? Like I just said, if you have 1,500 or more, you have to get the max plan with Nifty. Let me show you guys this. So this is the yearly. Don't do the yearly. The yearly's, you're not going to want to pay yearly for something unless you know you're going to use it for an entire year. But cross-listers are always changing, so don't go for the yearly. That's what I would say. Cross-listing automation. So if you do the middle plan, hang on, I got to move you guys over here. You guys are going to see the side of my head for a second. If you do the middle plan, $69.99 a month, but if you have 1,500 plus items, you have to go with the $89.99 version. Same thing as cross-listing. Cross-listing is $39.99 a month, but if you have 1,500 or more listings, you have to go with the max plan. That's because it's doing a lot more for you than it is for the people with less listings. So just keep that in mind. when you are signing up for Nifty. Oh, I had to take that off the screen. Whoops. Okay, now you guys can see it. $89.99 at the bottom, $59.99 at the bottom. This one doesn't have two separate plans because that's just automation. So you don't have to have two separate plans for that one. And we have lots of questions on Nifty. So I'm going to throw this little affiliate link in the chat for you guys. Oh, I got a counter offer on some jeans. Boom, boom. Command V. Click that link right there. If you sign up through that link, you'll get 15% off your first month, and you get a 7-day free trial. All right, let's go back to shipping some orders. Appreciate all the questions coming in. Keep them coming. I got 2 more orders to ship out, and then we are done. This first one sold very, very fast. And I think you guys will see why it sold fast. A, because of the photos, B, because of the pattern. And I made sure to highlight this pattern very, very well when I took these photos. So look at that cover shot for this men's untucked shirt. Really good pattern on this. And that cover photo, it was taken on my old iPhone. Like, I don't think you guys understand. I have an iPhone 13 and I take my photos on an iPhone 11. You don't need a brand new iPhone to take photos like this. Although I might get a new iPhone today or tomorrow because I think I need to upgrade before the end of the year. I get to write it off anyway. Men's untucked shirt. $24.99 plus ship. This sold in just a few days. It was listed for like 2 or 3 days and it sold for full price. But yes, if you're wondering why I can get my items to sell much faster, like basic short sleeve, by the way, this is a short sleeve untucked shirt. Short sleeve untucked shirt selling in just a couple days. It's because of that cover photo. That's all it is. That cover photo just draws the buyer's eyes right into my listing compared to some of the other cover photos for the same exact shirt that are on eBay. And those are taken in the Lightbox too. I'm probably going to make a video on the Lightbox here in the next couple days too, because I haven't made one in a while, kind of showcasing the Lightbox and how you take photos in it. I also have a video on YouTube too, if you guys want to watch the video on YouTube on how I take photos fast, efficiently. I use Nifty to create the listings. The whole walkthrough process of us listing is on my last YouTube video. That one shipping, boom, boom. Ship out. I picked up Pendleton on my estate sale whatnot show this past weekend for $5. Can't wait to get that and sell it. Nice, let's go. Pendletons. I love selling Pendletons, especially this time of year. You could have a whole business of buying Pendletons in the off season, because Pendletons in the middle of summer, you can buy them on eBay and Poshmark for like $15. And you can find the really good ones and literally buy them and store them away and list them in the middle of winter for 40, 50, 60 bucks and sell them like super fast. I went to my local thrifts to get a white elephant gift. They know me by my name, asked if I was coming on the 1st for their half off clothing sale. There's lots of thrifts with lots of sales coming up here. So make sure you're checking all your thrift stores. Lots of end of year sales. I've run 400 on eBay. I only allows 50 on Posh and Depop. Depop, I pay $70 to get that error on Depop and Posh. That's probably because you haven't established yourself on those platforms. I don't know if they have a limit because I haven't been limited on those platforms in a while. But most likely, once you make your first couple sales, they'll open you up to be able to cross-list more. But that's not a Nifty thing. That's a Depop and Posh thing. Once you make some sales, I'm sure they'll unlock you. Kind of like eBay does the same thing when you first start selling on eBay. I was asking to pay Depop and Posh for subscription or credits. I was asking to pay Depop and Posh for... No, I don't pay... No. So they're limiting you because you're a new seller. They don't want you listing... The reason they do that is because they don't want you listing like 1,000 like fraudulent items and selling a bunch of them and then just running off with the money. That's why they do that. Automation versus cross-listing, $69 a month isn't worth my sales. So automation just does your sharing, your send offers, your delist, relist. That's the automation portion of it. The cross-listing is what gets your items from one platform to the other. And then it also gives you the full analytics. It also keeps track of your sales. So that is the cross-listing. Automation is just strictly the automations, send offers, share. So you have to decide which one you want. If you have enough listings, Susan, and you want to be able to get more sales, I would go with the cross-listing portion, just the cross-listing portion. Start generating more sales with the cross-listing portion, and then, because you're moving your items to multiple platforms, and then once you start generating a bunch of sales, then you can upgrade to the plan where you get both automation and cross-listing together. That's how I would do it. Found Ralph Lauren made in Italy skirt with tags, priced around $6,800. Any tips on getting authorized? It's silk and full sequin. I would try to find a similar one online. Most likely that one's legit. But I don't really know. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, like, what are some of these subscription sites that you can send in pictures of clothing to get them authenticated? I don't use any of them. I just authenticate them myself. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Not a newbie anymore. Ooh, let's go. Appreciate you, Susan. You don't have to be a lurker. You can ask the questions. Hop on in. I appreciate you. All right, last sale is another Ralph Lauren shirt. Figured we're talking about Ralph Lauren. Here's another Ralph Lauren sale. Let me open it up over here. And this is a good one too. I always pick these up. I love grabbing these. This was actually a retail arbitrage pickup. So I bought this at a retail store and then resold it online for a profit. This is a men's Ralph Lauren extra large. Oh no, this is a pre-owned. Sorry, this is a pre-owned shirt. I didn't even realize it's pre-owned. Why was it listed so high? Oh well, I listed this extremely high and it sold. I thought this was new with tags. It's so weird that maybe I did my research when I listed this. It's been listed for a while. It's been listed for a long time, but this is a men's extra large tall chambray denim Ralph Lauren shirt. Always grab these. I guess the extra large tall was a rare size. That's why I listed it so high. This one sold for $72. So 72 bucks for this men's Ralph Lauren shirt. Keep it on the screen. If you find these in like large, extra large, I would still pick these up because I usually get somewhere around $35 to $40 for these, especially this time of year. But yeah, grab them. Chambray, denim. Always look for the ones with the polo bears too. The polo bear ones are money. Money, money, money. It's a little bit of a heavier piece. Let's see what it weighs. It weighs 14 ounces. I could have swore this was new with tags. I'll take it. I saw the sale come through and I was like, oh, finally a retail arbitrage thing sold, but it wasn't retail arbitrage, obviously. Dang, you had a lot of sales. Yeah, this weekend was pretty good. Actually, this was lower sales than we usually have. It's around Christmas time, so we expect sales to kind of slow down. But yeah, that was, we had pretty good sales for this weekend. Thanks for being such a great teacher. Appreciate you, Susan. Appreciate you hanging out. Again, don't be a lurker. Feel free to hang out and chat. And if you ever have any questions, don't feel afraid to ask, because most likely whatever question you have, somebody else in the chat has the same exact question, but they just don't want to ask it. They're too scared. They're too afraid to feel dumb. They're like, this is too basic of a question. But if you guys are just starting and just learning, that's how you learn, is ask the basic questions. So you can get to ask the more experienced questions later on. Was that a bulk buy or a thrift find? This one, I'm not sure. This one was listed a long time ago. What did I pay for it? I paid $16.05 for it. So most likely it was a thrift store find. It was definitely a thrift store find at $16.05. It means I paid $15 for it at the thrift store. Do you know if you can bulk import products costs into Nifty? I signed up a few weeks ago and have a pretty big store, 1K plus. I'm manually adding cost. It can be overwhelming. So currently, no. I know she's working on a way to add costs, like basically a column for costs. Let me see, actually. She might have actually added this. Hold on. Because me and her were talking about this the other day, and I think she mentioned something about you can add... Hold on. There's got to be a way to do this. Hold on. I'll ask her. I'll ask her about this. I know she just mentioned this. She just mentioned this to me, that you can bulk add things into listings. Add labels, maybe? Create and manage your inventory labels in your settings. No, that's not what I want. Any marketplace, any issues? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll ask her. If not, that's something that she needs to add, that you can easily add. Also, if you want to, I know it's kind of annoying, but if you have them in your custom SKU, when you download all of your listings into Nifty, it downloads all of your custom SKUs into Nifty too. So that way, when you make a sale, it's easy for you to look at the custom SKU on your analytics and then just put the custom SKU into the sold field until your inventory starts, turning over enough to where all of your listings have your cost of goods in them, because you're generating them on Nifty. But I'll ask her if she can add that, because that's probably something she can easily add. Speak up. Yeah, speak up. You and Surfs are my favorite gurus. We're not gurus, especially him. He's definitely not a guru. That guy smiles too much to be a guru. Um, no, we're not gurus. We're just normal people. We met. Who did I meet yesterday at the thrift store? What was her name? Dana. Shout out to Dana. Dana follows me on Instagram. She stopped me yesterday and she's like, I feel like I met a celebrity today. I was like, I am not no celebrity. I am a normal person just like all of you guys. I appreciate it, but we had a nice little couple second conversation at the thrift store. I was in line checking out, but I could see her. I could see her behind me, like looking at me. And I kind of like, I know that feeling now, like when I'm at the thrift store and I kind of see somebody across the room, kind of, looking. And I could tell. And then she had her phone out. She's like, "Is this you?" And she showed me my Instagram page. And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." She's like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I met a celebrity." I'm like, no celebrity. But yeah, me and Surfs, we're not gurus. We're not celebrities. We're just normal, everyday people just like you guys. So feel free to ask your questions. Depop's popping this month for me. Hopefully, hence for newbies, send offers. I know Depop's doing a lot of advertising right now. A lot of advertising to try to get more people on the platform. So yeah, I haven't had an increase in sales, but it's good to hear that you're having a nice little increase in sales over there. But yeah, they're advertising like crazy. About a month ago in the same question, and they said did not have that feature yet. Got you. Yep. So no feature yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. It's, yeah, they have it for fields, item names, SKU, private links, public link, but they don't have it for to add that. So that's something you'll have to go in through and manually add. Just know once you manually add it once, it'll be done. I know it's kind of a pain in the neck, but maybe for the next couple days while you're just chilling on the couch with family and friends, pop open the laptop real quick and add in your costs. When you're doing a bulk import of your photos with the AI lister, when you select your shipping preferences from time, does it actually stick? No, mine doesn't. That's another issue that Nifty knows about that they're trying to fix. So I don't even put that in anymore. I just go through when I'm actually listing the item. I'll select my shipping. It doesn't take much longer to just do it when you're doing the listing as opposed to doing it when it's generating. But it would be nice if it worked while it was generating. But no, mine doesn't stick either. So that's something she knows and she's steadily working on. I talked to and when I say her, Neha is the one that runs Nifty, and I talked to her a couple weeks ago. And she said her number one goal this year is to add some more platforms, but make sure to tweak the AI lister to make it like the best in the business. That's what she wants. She wants it to be the best, the best, the best. So expect a lot of changes over the next couple weeks to couple months on the AI lister to just make it better and better and better. Because I think that's going to be, if it could be the best AI lister, like everybody's going to sign up for it. So that's what she's pushing. And of course, I'm pushing her to get Whatnot on board. I really want Whatnot. If I could list something to Whatnot, have it in my shop during a show, it sells during the show and an auto delist on all platforms because Vendu doesn't do that. If it could do that, if Nifty could manage to do that, it would change my entire business. I would cross list everything over to Whatnot, have everything in my shop every single time I did a live. And then every time something sold, auto delist on all platforms. If something sold on another platform while I was on live, it would auto delist. Like if she can get that to happen, I think a lot of you that are having trouble going into Whatnot because you're worried about your inventory and worried about you could just bring over your entire inventory and run a show and say, I have all of this stuff available. I have all of this available. Go through my shop. Let me know if you're close on price. If you need me to, I'll take it out of the boxes and I'll show it to you. And then you're like, the person's like, oh, you have it listed for $30. I'll offer you $20. And you run it on auction for $20. Somebody else in the live is like, ooh, I like that piece too. And they bid up a little bit more on it. Sell it. Like that would, I'm telling you guys, I would be on Whatnot probably a lot more than you see me right now. 100%. You are important. I appreciate that. But I'm just like you guys, just like every one of you. Surfs is definitely like everyone. He's actually lower than everyone. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure what to do. My buyer sent this. It's not what they were suggesting. I'm now on live. They advertised me to speak to the sender because I was no tracking protection. Therefore, they were not able to determine the box or if it was left in the mailbox. She is saying it could have been in the mailbox. Lost mail request will not provide resolution because no tracking protection for you. No, she is wrong. Purple, she's wrong. Tell her to reach out to eBay and open a case. eBay will tell you. So just let her know there's nothing I could do for you at this point. Please reach out to eBay and they will let me know how to proceed. And then when she opens up a case the reason they don't want to open up a case with eBay is because they know as soon as they open up a case with eBay is going to have you send the tracking over to them. and then their case is going to get dropped because it's already been delivered. Your objective, and by the way, you did have protection on the package. If it's less than $100, all Ground Advantage packages come with $100 of insurance. So let them know to reach out to eBay to create a case. If they create a case with eBay and you provide the tracking and eBay drops the case, there is nothing they can do. And then block them because they're obviously a problem buyer. So at that point in time, once it's all been done, block that buyer. You'll never have to hear from them again. You're good to go. But that's not, you didn't do anything wrong and there's nothing you can do. eBay has to step up and eBay's just going to let them know that they have to go to the post office to find out where the package is. But you're good. I got Vendu so I can incorporate Grailed, Whatnot, and Vinted in hopes of increasing my sales. Already used Nifty, but so far no sales. Yeah, I only use Vendu for Whatnot. That's it. Vendu for Whatnot. Do you know when Nifty is going to add Whatnot? I have no clue, but she said that's on her 2026 goals is to add Whatnot. So I don't know when. That's what she said. I'm going to keep pushing her to move a little quicker. Have a great day. I'm off. It's my 61st birthday. Let's go, Susan. Happy birthday too. See, you came in, you asked a question. Now you're getting a happy birthday. Shout out to you, 61. I hope I make it to 61. Appreciate you hopping in. Happy birthday. Hopefully you have a happy birthday. Kayla's birthday was just 5 days ago. I'm sorry that you have to have a birthday so close to Christmas though. That's probably the worst because everybody brings you the Christmas gifts and the birthday gifts all at the same time. You kind of get ripped off, but happy birthday to you. What's up, Trisha? Trisha's in the chat. What's up? Oh, I see you over here. You were over here too. My bad. I was too busy talking. Trisha, hopefully you got your tacos, your free tacos for a year. All right, chat, I'm going to head off. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, I probably won't be live tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. Next time you see me on live will probably be on Friday. Hopefully you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I'll keep posting on my socials on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, so feel free to watch the videos that are coming up. I'm doing a lot of reposts. So if you see some, like the last video I put out, not last one, but the one before that has like sales from February in the video, it's because it's a repost. I just re-edited it and posted it back out. Since I probably won't be going thrifting for the next couple days, I'll get some videos out that way. So feel free to look at some oldies but goodies over the next couple days. And then also make sure you bookmark the upcoming Whatnot show on Saturday. We have a North Face Patagonia show. It's a smaller show. It's probably going to be like around 150 items. So feel free to bookmark that show. It's going to be fun. We'll probably do some giveaways on that show too. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today.